Well, I'm Matthias, I would say, Matthias Loibner from Austria. It happened to me that I played the hurdy-gurdy since about 25 years now. I was once into classical music and conducting and composition, and on one stage I discovered that folk music means a lot to me and touches me very much. And in this time I had the feeling that folk traditional music, as I say it now, is not honored by a lot of musicians. Today it's different, but in this time it often was like this, that professional musicians would say that folk music and traditional music is not as valuable as classical music, and I did somehow disagree, and I did not feel very comfortable with this. And then because for me there was more, folk music touched me, even it was not like perfect, and there was music that was perfect in the concert halls, but did not touch me so much. So that's why I was starting to look for traditional music, and I started with the music of my region. Then I started with other regions, and on this search I came across the hurdy-gurdy. I borrowed it for some days, and then I kept it for some weeks, and then I did not give it back very soon. So then I started to play. Well, it happened that I had a band, and we played many concerts, and so step by step I became a hurdy-gurdy player without even really wanting to be one. It's just more or less happened. Also with the hurdy-gurdy, it's like that many people said it's not a real instrument, you can play only one key, you have these drones. Okay, today I have a modern instrument, and it has more drones than a traditional instrument, so it's quite flexible, but still it's very limited in a way, and I like it's a limited instrument with many possibilities. Some call it the synthesizer of the medieval times, or the other things, because you can get out so many sounds from it. I don't know if you have heard. Things like this, or then you have this trumpet section, which is very loud, and I hope the microphone will pick it up nicely. And then also the melody is very flexible, you can play very soft, but also you can play very, very dirty. So I think it's a good tool. So I've came across many traditions in the world, from pop music to electronic to old music, early music, folk music, different folk music. I've been to Africa a few times and many places. And, so because I did not have a teacher when I started to play the instrument, so I think I came up with different solutions than many others. So that's why I was maybe more free to create new sounds out of the instrument.
Who built your instrument?
This is an instrument from Vienna. It's a maker called Wolfgang Wechselbaumer. He's has a very big reputation for professional players. Many professional players play his instruments. So he was also starting to look for a new picture of the instrument, a new vision. He had the idea that the instrument could sound more like a violin in the melody section and get lower and more warm sounds than a traditional instrument. And today there's more instruments than ever before in the history, so we can also already say the hurdy-gurdy is a modern instrument, and there's many modern instruments around. I know many players who have instruments like this, so it's not a very special, it was a special instrument in 10, 20 years ago, when he, the maker, made this for you, but today there's many players playing similar instruments. And there's also players playing traditional and old instruments, copies of old instruments. I try to get to give the fascination of the instrument, and also, of course, teach. It's about the tools you have, the technical tools, like fingering technique, for everybody to get his music out in the right way. With hurdy-gurdy it's like this, that you don't have any standard instrument, you don't have any standard school where you learn hurdy-gurdy, so everybody has a different background and different abilities. Some are musicians and new to the instrument, some are playing the instrument very long but don't have musical education, so you have very different people playing the instrument, so you basically it's finding the individual approach for every student to make him sound and best and having most of the pleasure of playing the instrument.